Hello, can you please connect this cable to fast Ethernet 0/1/2?
Yes, of course, I can do that. Uh, Wait a minute. Which interface is fast Ethernet 0/1/2?
Hey, welcome back. It is very important to understand the interface details of your Cisco device before you configure the device. So, if you want to learn how to identify the interface of your Cisco device, then watch this video. Welcome to CCNA 200-301, Implementing and Administering Cisco Solutions, Chapter number 37, How to Identify Interfaces of a Cisco Device. Learn CCNA with Irash Academy. I have placed the complete CCNA playlist at the top right corner of the video information bar. In this chapter, we will understand what is an interface. Then we will see how to check the available interfaces in a Cisco devices. Then we will see how to identify the interface physically of a Cisco device. So before we talk about how to identify the interface, first we need to understand what is the interface. The interface is the point of interconnection between the devices. Suppose you have two computers to connect together. So this is the computer 1 and this is the computer 2. So if you want to connect these two computers, how you are going to connect the computer? Of course, we need to use a communication path such as the copper cable or fiber cable, etc. And this copper or fiber cable, how you are going to connect? So in this computer, there should be one provision to connect these cables, and that provision is called interfaces. If you are using the copper cable, this computer has the Ethernet port, and we can use the Ethernet port for the communication. So when we connect the copper cable, we can connect like this in between the Ethernet port of the computer. So this Ethernet port referred as the interface, and this is the interface we are going to connect the cables to get the connectivity between this computer. On the other hand, if you have a computer and a network switch and another computer, so these two computers you want to connect to this network switch. So how you are going to connect these two computers to the network switch? Because we already know the computer has the Ethernet port available. So what about the switch? The switch also have multiple network port available. And these network ports are also called interfaces. So using this interface, we can make the connectivity between the computer and network switch as it is. So this is the concept of interface. Interface is the connection point that helps to create the network connectivity between the multiple devices. Now let's take the Cisco 2900 series router as an example. This is the front side view of the Cisco 2900 router. And at the front side you can see the power socket and on off switch. But where is the network ports? Where is the interfaces? So in this router the interfaces are available at the back side of the router. So this is the backside view of the router 2900 series. You can see multiple network ports are available. So these interfaces are used to create the network connection between this device and the other device. Now we know what is the concept of the interface. Now let's have a look at the interfaces of the Cisco devices. These are the two different pictures from the two different devices. Now in this device, how the interfaces are named? How do you recognize which interface is what? Is there something written like this is a fast Ethernet or this is the gigabit Ethernet? Can you see something written over there? Or is it something written like this is the fast Ethernet 1 and this is the fast Ethernet 2? There is nothing is written. The only thing written is the interface number is written. So if you see the left side image, you can see here the number 23, then 24, 25 and 26. What does it mean? This means the number of that interface. For example, when it is written 23 here, that means this is the 23rd interface. And this is the 24th one. This is the 25th one and this is the 26th one. This numbering system helps to understand the number of the interface. But there is nothing else is written like this is the fast Ethernet interface or gigabit Ethernet interface. If we look at the right side picture, we can see here you can see the number 1. here number 2, then here number 11 is mentioned, then here 12. So in the first section there is 12 interfaces available, but not every interfaces are numbered. Here we can see the first interface is numbered as 1. Then what will be the second interface? Second interface is this one. So after the interface number 1, the numbering will go to the bottom side. So this is the second one. Then again it will go to third one on the top, then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9, 10, and see, this is our 11th interface. That's why this 11th mentioned here. Then after 11th, this is 12, so this is 12th. Then again, the 13 is starting from here, so this is 13, then this is 14, because see here, this is the 14. Then it will go to 15, 16, 17, and 18, and so on. So this is how the interfaces are numbered. But this denote only the number of the interface. There is no other information mentioned. Now let's see how to identify the available interfaces in a Cisco device. And of course, if you look at the interface externally, physically, you can see how many interfaces are available. Maybe you can see the number of the interfaces, but you don't know that interface is pointing to which category. So to understand this, you have to log into the device using a console, and from the console you have to identify what are the interfaces available in that device. So how we can know about the interface status? We can use a special command to get all this interface detail in a Cisco switch, and this command is very popular command. Every network engineer use it as soon as they enter to a system to understand what is the interface inside and how they configure. So the command is show IP interface brief. So this is the command help us to get all the interface details in a Cisco device. And to show the demonstration, I am going to take you into the Cisco lab. Now I have connected to the console of my Cisco router, and when I press enter, you can see this is my router, and you can see the host name, it is router. Now let me go to the command show version to show you which model my router is. And here you can see my router is Cisco 2911. So this is the model number of my router. Now let me show you what are the interfaces available in this router. So for that, which command we should use? Yes, show IP interface brief. Let me go to that. Show IP interface brief. When I press enter, see, when I enter the command show IP interface brief, it display all the interfaces available in my router. These are all the interfaces available. And here you can see the interface name and what is the IP address here, and what is the status, if it is okay or not, then what kind of method that is configured, then what is current status, the physical status and the layer 2 protocol status also. So here you can see there are 1, 2 and 3 gigabit Ethernet ports are available here. The gigabit Ethernet port means the network port with 1 GB speed. Then we have fast Ethernet ports available. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 fast Ethernet ports are available. So what is the fast Ethernet port? Fast Ethernet port means that network port will have only 100 Mbps speed. So these are the interfaces available at this moment in this router. At this moment, this router is not connected to any device. That's why the lane protocol at every interface is showing down, because it is not connected to anywhere. Now if you see at the interface naming, you can see gigabit Ethernet 0/0. What does it mean? If it is gigabit Ethernet 0, then gigabit Ethernet 1, 2, then we can understand it is as per the numbering system. But what is this 0 mean? And again there is a slash and another 0. What does it mean? And here, see, here is 0 and then it came here 1. Here another 0, it came 2. Why it is named like that? And if you go to the fast Ethernet example, fast Ethernet 0/0/0, here you can see 2 slashes are there, and see here 1 0 1 0 another 0. Here we have only 2 section, but here we have 3 section. Why there is 2 section here and why there is a 3 section here? What is the concept of naming an interface in the Cisco device? To understand this thing, we need to see the physical architecture of the device to explain this concept. So let's check the device physically. Now let's take the example of Cisco 2911, my lab router. And this is the backside view of the Cisco device. Here, what you can see some interfaces are available in this body, and there is 4 slots available here. These slots are empty. So basically saying the Cisco devices are coming in 2 categories. One is coming as pre-built with every network interface in it. User doesn't have an option to replace or change the interfaces. The second kind of devices are coming with empty slots, and you can install different module in that slot as per your requirement. For example, if you want to install a fast Ethernet switch module, you can do that thing. Or if you want to install a gigabit Ethernet switch module in these slots, you can do that thing. Or if you want to install a fiber module, you can install that thing and connect the fiber cable. So as per your requirement, you can install different modules into the empty slots of the Cisco devices. In the preliminary examination, what you can see in this Cisco 2911 router, first of all, you can see its main body, the complete body, and what it is called blade. So this is a single 1 unit device. So there is only one blade is available. But there are some other modular switches are available that multiple blades exist. We will discuss about it later. So since there is only one single unit device is available, we can call it as blade 0. Blade means the unit, and there is only one unit, so it's named as blade 0. And if you see in this router, there are 4 empty slots are available, which is also starting from 0, 1, 2 and 3. So whatever the module we install at the first slot, we can call it module 0. So any module you install in the slot 0, then that is called module 0. Then the next one, it will be called as module 1. Next one will be called as a module 2. And the last one or the fourth one will called as a module 3. So if you install any module in this slot, the interfaces in that module will be represented, and that will be the part of that specific module. Now let's install some module in this router empty slot and see what's happening. So the second picture shows the module installed in this empty slot. I have installed a 4-port fast Ethernet switch module in each slot. Now, how the interfaces are numbered from this concept? First of all, let's consider the blade 0. Is there any interface available in the blade 0? Yes, there are few interfaces available, and let's see what are those. Here we can see this interface is a part of blade 0. It is not a part of a module. Okay. Then this interface is part of the blade, not a part of the module. And these two are USB ports, so we are not considering here. And this is the auxiliary port, that is also not considered here. This is the console port, and these are all part of the console port. So other than this auxiliary, console and USB port, what are the network interface we can use from this device? That is, one is this one and the second one is this one. So there are 2 interface available in the blade 0. So that will be named as 0 and 1 respectively. So the first interface we can name as Gigabit Ethernet 0/0, and the second port we can name as Gigabit Ethernet 0/1. So what is the 0 and 1s? I will show you. The first 0 indicate the blade number. So which blade number it is? We have only one blade, that is blade 0. And the second number indicate the interface number. So this 0, this is the first one. First means the first interface that we can call as a 0. So this interface name is 0. So when we see Gigabit Ethernet 0/0, that means GE stands for Gigabit Ethernet. Then the first 0 indicate the blade number, and the second 0 indicate the interface number. And the second one, the first 0 is indicating blade, that is 0, blade 0. Then 1 is the interface number. So the main body of the router, we call it as a blade. And when there is only one blade is available, then we call it blade 0. In blade 0, there is only 2 interfaces available, that is 0 and 1, that is mentioned here. They are Gigabit Ethernet because it is mentioned there, Gigabit Ethernet. Now after we consider the blade, we need to consider the interfaces of the modules. So which module we will consider first? We will consider the module from the 0, then 1, then 2 and 3. So first we will consider the module 0 interfaces. So the first port we can call it as a FE0/0/0. So what is this FE stands for? FE stands for Fast Ethernet. So this interface is a Fast Ethernet interface with a 100 Mbps network speed. So unlike the Gigabit Ethernet interface, this Fast Ethernet interface has 3 numbers to indicate the interface. So what is this 3 numbers indicating? The first number indicate the blade number. So this is the blade number. And we have only one blade, that is blade 0. So that is the number of the blade. Second number, what does it mean? The second number indicate the module, in which module number this interface is available. And this module is 0, so that's why this is 0. So this is the module. Then the third one, the interface number. So what is the number of this interface? This interface are numbered like 0, 1, 2 and 3. So what is the number of this interface? This is the interface 0. So that is this interface. So that's why the Fast Ethernet have 3 digit and the Gigabit Ethernet have only 2 digit. Here there is no module specified because they are inbuilt in the blade. But in the Fast Ethernet case, they installed as a module, so we need to consider the number of module also here. So in this way, the second interface will be numbered as FE0/0/1. Then third one will be FE0/0/2 and the fourth one will be FE0/0/3. If you see the last digit, it indicate the interface number. As you can see here, 0, 1, 2 and 3. The middle one indicate the module number. You can see it stay as module 0, that indicates 0. And the first one indicate the blade number. We have only one blade here, so it indicates 0 for every module. Now let's go to the second module. So how they can named. The second module you can see here, the first one will be 0/1/0. And can you see here, the blade number stay as it is 0, so there is no change. But did you notice the module number has been changed to 1 because this is the module 1. Before it was module 0, that's why we use the 0 there. And this time we have to use 1 because it is in the module 1. Now the second will be named as like this, third and fourth also will be named as like this. Now when we go to the module 2, we can name this interface as shown in the screen. Here you can see the blade number stay as it is 0, but the module number change to number 2 and the interface number follow as it is. Now let's go to the module number 3 and we can name the interfaces in the module number 3 as shown in the screen. Here you can see the blade number remain 0 and module number change to 3 because this is the module 3 and the interface number stay as it is. So this is how we provide the naming to the interfaces. If the interface is inbuilt with the device, then we can consider the naming as blade number then slash interface number. If the interface is the part of a module, then we need to consider the naming as first is the blade number, then the module number, then the interface number. And the example for first is Gigabit Ethernet 0/1. 0 indicate the blade number, 1 indicate the interface number. And the example for the second one is Fast Ethernet 0/1/2. Here 0 indicate the blade number, 1 indicate the module number and 2 indicate the interface number. So this is the concept of interface naming. In this way, you can find out any interfaces of any Cisco device from physically and from the console. Then you can map it together. What if there are more blades available? Just consider a Cisco modular switch as shown in the picture. So in this model switch, you can see 9 blades are available. Each blade is a 1 unit in size. So we can call the first one as blade 0, then blade 1, blade 2, blade 3, blade 4, blade 5, blade 6, blade 7, blade 8. And in addition, there is a power supply 1 and power supply 2. So we have 9 blades here starting from blade 0 to blade 8. So how we are going to understand the interface naming system here? So the concept is same. Before you name an interface, you need to find out which blade number it is, then you need to find out which module in it is, then which interface it is. For example, if we go to the blade 2, we can see here the module 0, module 1, 2 and 3. Same for blade 3 also, 0, 1, 2, 3. Blade 4 also same, 0, 1, 2, 3. Blade 5 also same, 0, 1, 2, 3. So to understand an interface from here, we can use our previous method. First you need to consider the blade number, then you need to consider the module number, then you need to consider the interface number. So if we understand the concept properly, can you please tell me what is the number of this interface? This interface. How you will find out what is the number of this interface? So to find out this interface, first you need to consider the blade number. So the blade is 4. So I am going to write here 4. Then slash. Then what is next? Then the module number. So in blade 4, which module it is? This is a part of module 0. So module number will be 0. Then slash. Then which interface it is? So this is the first interface, that means interface 0. So 0 interface. Now this is a fast Ethernet module. So we can use fast Ethernet 4/0/0. This means the blade number 4, module number 0 and interface number 0. This is how we find out the port number. Now another example. What is the number of this port? First of all, it is a fast Ethernet interface. So let me write FE. Then this port is a part of which blade? It is a part of blade 5. So first we need to mention the blade number, then slash. Then this port is a part of which module? So it is a part of third module, 0, 1, 2 and 3. So third module. And what is the interface number? 0. So here mentioned 0. So this is the blade number, this is the module number, and this is the interface number. So this is how we find the interface number from the modular switches. In this chapter, I have explained to you what is an interface. I have showed to you how to check the available interface in a Cisco device. And I show you how to identify the interface physically in a Cisco device. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Enhance your skills using the Irash Academy.